He walked barefoot, holding a sack over his shoulder, clothes torn and dusty. The luxurious hotel lobby fell silent. Laughter echoed as the receptionist mocked him. "Sir, this isn't a shelter." But the man didn't flinch. He stepped forward and calmly said, "I own this place." Everyone burst out laughing, until the GM's face turned pale. What followed shocked the entire staff, turning their laughter into shame and disbelief. This wasn't just a homeless man, it was their new reality. Check. Keep watching. Daryl had lived on the streets for nearly 2 years. A black man in his 50s, life hadn't been kind to him. He once owned a thriving chain of restaurants, but after a bitter business betrayal and medical debt, he lost everything. His days were now spent collecting bottles, sleeping under bridges, and getting judged by strangers. But Daryl had a secret. Wait a second and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Before his downfall, he had invested in real estate, quietly buying shares in several properties under an alias. One of those properties was now a 5-star hotel in the city's heart. After finally getting word from his lawyer that the last paperwork had cleared, Daryl decided to visit the property. Not in a suit, not with a team, just himself, worn clothes, his weathered sack of documents, and hope. When he entered the lavish lobby, he was greeted with stares. The receptionist smirked. A bellhop whispered, "Who let that guy in?" But Daryl ignored them all. He approached the counter and softly said, "I need to speak with the general manager." The receptionist snorted. "Sir, we don't give out handouts here." Daryl remained calm. "I'm not here for a room. I'm here because I own this building." Laughter erupted. Another staff member took out a phone to record. A manager arrived, ready to escort him out. But then the elevator dinged, and the general manager, Mr. Clark, stepped out. His smile faded the moment he saw Daryl. You're D. Warren?" he stammered. "Yes," Daryl replied, handing over the documents from his sack. "Majority shareholder, effective today." Gasps filled the room. Mr. Clark flipped through the documents, verified the signatures, and called the legal team. Every word, every name checked out. The homeless man they mocked was now their boss. "I thought you'd come dressed differently," Mr. Clark said nervously. "I wanted to come exactly as I am," Daryl replied, "so I could see how your team treats people who look like me." Daryl turned to the stunned receptionist. "You laughed in my face, judged me without knowing a thing. If I were anyone else, I'd be thrown out." Her face turned red, trembling with shame. The staff fell silent, regret creeping into their expressions. But Daryl wasn't there for revenge. "I don't care about titles or power," he said. "But this hotel will now operate differently. Every human being who walks through that door will be treated with respect, whether in a tux or rags." He walked past them, not with anger but with purpose. For years, he had felt invisible. Now he had the chance to make others feel seen. Weeks passed. Under Daryl's leadership, the hotel became known not only for luxury, but also for compassion. He hired the unhoused to work in maintenance and cleaning and implemented training that prioritized empathy over appearance. The receptionist who once mocked him? She stayed, but only after apologizing sincerely and proving she had learned. Daryl's story made headlines, not for drama, but for hope. He proved that everyone has worth, that power can come in silence, and that dignity doesn't wear designer shoes. He still carried that sack, not because he needed to, but as a reminder of where he came from. And as he stood in the same lobby, months later, dressed in a sharp navy blue suit, guests approached him with admiration. Not because he was wealthy, but because he was real. Because sometimes the ones we laugh at are sent to teach us the most significant lesson. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.